because the water is flowing downwards towards the dam and to the estuary and to the sea. We visited the GHOne substation. It's shut down because it's completely submerged. If they don't shut it down, it can cause a major catastrophe. And then the mortuary at the hospital, which had about 300 bodies, they've had to ask all the people, the families, to come and take their bodies out because there's no power. The power has been shut off. And the mortuary is also standing in water. You saw the technical schools to Combotech. They have a new workshop. It's got all the equipment there. It's all standing in water. The three most affected constituencies are North, Central, and South Tong. And I think that the number of people who have been displaced, especially when we went to the hospital. You saw that the medical personnel have all been evacuated from their quarters and they are seeking shelter in a pavilion in the hospital. So they actually need support, they need help. Our understanding is that the water is not going to rise any further. From what we hear from the VRA engineer, he says they've reached the peak of the spillage. So it means that it won't get worse. But it will take time to get better because it will take time for the water to recede and the place to become dry again. We've had unusually heavy rainfall in the northern part of the country. I was in the north last week and I noticed that the white water had reached its upper limit. And so all that water is coming down to Akosombo. And so the people really need assistance. Unfortunately, my understanding is that NAPO has nothing. Happily, we've heard that VRA said they are going to support with some relief. And so I thank VRA and appeal to them that the people are in need. And so whatever relief they want to give, they should expedite that relief so that they can assist people to be able to cope with the current situation. But I think that this message will let the government and the whole of Ghana see what exactly is happening here. It's not just a story that is being told by people. It is the reality of people's lives following the spillage of the Akosombo Dam.
No, so we've been talking to some of the VRA officials, and the issue has it that it's not about dredging or desilting the estuary, but the issue is about protecting the Akosombo Dam.
Yes.
So do you think that if probably we should have taken life more serious and dredge or desilt the estuary, things would have get much more better?
No, the main problem is from above the dam. It's receiving more inflows than it should normally receive. And when that happens, you have to protect the dam, because if you don't spill, then it's possible that the dam can give way. And if it gives way, it will be more catastrophic all the way down the southern Volta. And so this is not the first time Akosombo, the VRA is spilling at Akosombo. But this seems to be a bit heavier than normal. And so I do think it's fine. But it's also good to dredge, because if you dredge, the extra volumes of water are able to move faster. For instance, you can see under the bridge, several parts are silted. If all that part had been cleared, it will be easier for the water to flow through so that it doesn't back up into people's houses.
Your Excellency, have you been briefed on any feasible alternative in terms of spilling and then maybe storing the excesses that we have? Is it feasible? Have you been briefed of any of these things?
Well, I don't know anywhere in the world where you can store spilled water, because the volumes are so huge that there's no way, unless you have a weir. But I mean, I don't see which weir can take the volumes of water that are coming from Akosombo. Remember that Akosombo is one of the largest man-made lakes in the world. And so these volumes that are coming here are quite huge. And so it's going to be very difficult to find a feasible means of storing it.
So what alternative are you suggesting in terms of keeping the lives that we have, keeping the properties that we have? Should they be evacuated from their communities completely?
Well, this happens once in a while. It doesn't happen every year. It's just because of climate change. Because normally the rainfall in the north would have started subsiding. But unfortunately, even when I was in the north last week, it was raining very heavily. And so it's unusual weather. It's part of what is happening with the whole change of the climate. And so we just have to see how to adapt.
Your Excellency, you are aware of the issues related to Akufo-Addo and then the Tiger Woods situation. Then what we have now. What do you make of the government's approach to this very issue, especially in the Gulf region?
Well, I think that the approach has been a bit lackadaisical. Actually, that's why I came, so that it will let them see that this is real. I mean, sometimes when you read it in the media, you think it's just a joke. But these are people's lives. I mean, imagine 300 dead bodies. All families called to come and evacuate their bodies, look for other mortuaries to take the bodies to. I mean, that's real. Imagine the Cambodia hospital, which serves the whole of that area, shutting down. They've evacuated the patients. It's left with only 10 patients.